Just move to this for just a second. Still need like a moment. Oh boy. I realize that I've got this now and like it doesn't, the color doesn't match, and I had it white, but I also didn't want it to be white on, oh no wait, it was translucent. That's why it matched. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah. So obviously probably sound a little different, a little more tired today. Running a wee bit of a sick situation, so I won't be a real long stream today like I have been doing. But it's been a number of days and I wanted to at least stream something. So we're on here. I will say that I did at least get to, before I got real sick, is I was able to actually plan out the Elite Four run that we're going to be doing today. Actually, no, I could probably just pull up on the game there. It's fine. Let me get that up and running since it's going to crash on me anyways as soon as I do this. Oh my gosh. There it goes. I don't know why like it has to crash the first time, but the second time, I guess it's just the hooks grabbing it the first time, and it's like, oh, the once it already has it, then it's fine. But yeah, so I did a bunch of planning for our team here. I moved it around a little bit. I think the biggest change, I took out Polyrath, I think, was here, and I put in Happy Meal, because Heliolisk is going to be kind of an important player in the water fight specifically. My thought on this is that rather than me trying to like think of all the weird pivots and stuff like that, because like I'm not on like the hardest Nuzlocke, I should be able to do things like sweeps and that, which is a little more simple and safe, I guess, if you can actually pull it off feasibly. So that's what I'm gonna do for most of these, or at least that's what I've planned. Because I'm on the main screen here. So Dragonite's gonna be big for let me see, I think at least 2. Yeah, so Dragonite ends up being important for 2 of the fights. One being the champion and one being the fire Elite Four. And then we've got Heliolisk handling the water. One of the biggest things I had with the water was finding somebody that was going to be okay against all of the water stab moves, but also handle a lot of the other stuff, which was kind of hard, because none of them were another type to really counter it. Because I didn't really have like another electric. I think the only other like one I could have probably gone for would have been like evolving Eevee into Jolteon maybe, but I don't know how that would have stacked up per se. I didn't really look at their stats and like their move pool. Heliolisk though, we ended up getting the dry skin ability on it, which is actually really good because that means that they can't use water stab moves on us at all. It means they have to rely on something else. So that kind of reduces a lot of the risk that comes in with a lot of the Pokemon and their damage moves. Now I think I would have resisted anyways, but again, it just cuts down on like their strongest moves. So even if they like had like a really strong water move, then they still have to rely on other stuff. the other good thing about this one, and I don't know how this applies for a lot of the other ones as well, but being able, I'm hoping that what we'll do is we will do like a charge. It'll give me 1 stage of special defense, which will give me just enough to handle all of the rest of the fights. There's only one that really has like physical moves that I have to worry about, but that Pokemon I will outspeed, and I need to teach you to move because I haven't like applied everything just yet. I planned out a lot of this, like moved them around and like leveled them up like off stream so that I could see like what their stats were, because I don't have, I guess like I have a calc that I could go use, but I've never actually used it, so I wouldn't know like where exactly to begin. I would be afraid that I would be too reliant on like minimal calcs, unlike it actually being correct and be like, oh, well, it'll just be this, and then assuredly I'll be faster or whatever else, and then it doesn't quite pan out. So a lot of what I did is I based it off of like previous Pokemon stats and like current Pokemon stats and like kind of how they do speed wise, so I could actually so that I could actually see like are you gonna actually like outspeed something, or are you gonna be kind of like on par, or like what's gonna go with that, because that's gonna be pretty important for Dragonite and doing Dragon Dance stacking. And for Heliolisk here, so you'll see that I'm gonna put Grass Knot on Heliolisk. While it's not a stab move, even though we're going into the Water Elite Four member with this one, they have a Barbaracle, which is both 4 times weak to grass and is incredibly heavy, so this gets to be the full 120 power for that. So, as you can imagine, stab kind of loses its necessity whenever you've got a 120 power move being 4 times on most any Pokemon. Yeah. Now the one thing that I gave myself a bunch of berries. I'm not gonna lie, but like I farmed up. Oh no, I know that we can get these berries. I just didn't want to like take the personal time to like farm it in the game through the tree system, because I don't think they would have been a problem to actually get the berries. I ended up just giving myself a variance of them. So like I have like the resist ones, and I have what else did I even? I gave myself like what even was it? Lepa berries? Yeah, it's the Lepa berries. It's like a restore PP moves and stuff like that, because that was something I even like just recently learned that I even could get. I didn't realize Lepa berries was like a PP restore. I was trying to figure out how to get ethers, and saw that they were like, oh, just get Lepa berries. I was like, oh, all right. I mean that works for me. Getting some berries sounds a lot easier than farming for ethers, which looked to be non-existent for the most part. So that was good. I don't know that Lepa berries are like a necessity per se between, but it helps with my skill counts, especially whenever I'm doing Dragon Dance on. Let's see here. Yeah, any time that I'm doing Dragon Dance, I actually kind of want the counts to be even or easy to track, because they're going to be pretty precise, I think, on the champion fight. And I think was it the first one, the fire one? What is the name of that move? Is it Noble Roar? Something like that. That like actually it reduces Dragonite's attack, so by 1 stage, I should say. By 1 stage, so it kind of messes with my damage stacks, and I don't know for that one if he gets away with a low attack stat, and it's probably one of the easiest stacks that I can do because of the first Pokemon that's out. So I don't want to go in with a low count and not like get past like, I don't know, Torkoal or something like that, because a lot of what I'm doing here is going to be like, the speed will be fine. One or two of them I'm not too worried about that, but like Torkoal has like a lot of defense and I don't want to mess with that too much if I don't have to. But yeah, I ended up getting a bunch of the berries because I wanted to like keep them as an option if I felt like I needed them. Like if I really felt like, oh, this Pokemon's a lot weaker than I thought they were. The big one though is I want to get the fighting type berry to Heliolisk. That one was the one that I was like for sure that I kind of needed, because one of the biggest problems that I had with bringing Heliolisk is its part normal type, and the very first Pokemon that he needs to like get that one stack off for the defense to survive has the like special fighting move that Lucario has, the Aura Sphere or whatever it is. So my special defense should be able to handle it, but if it's a crit, then I don't think I would survive with that. I don't have nearly enough health for that, but a Chople Berry will make sure it gets halved, so even if it crits, then I should be safe. And then we just charge that first turn. We'll still be faster, so then we can Parabolic Charge right afterwards to get some health back with the KO, is the idea. That way I can get some health back. I will have the defense buff, because I need the defense buff to be there for Starmie specifically, because I don't think I take out Starmie in a single hit unless it is a crit. But with a single defense boost, it doesn't have anything special effective, so I can just get 2 shots on it and get it down. Worst case scenario, I have like Delphox or something like that can handle it. I think Delphox can also learn like Grass Knot or something like that if it needed to, but it could probably use something like Psychic or whatever to take it down as well. Because Starmie is actually a little heavier than I thought they would be. They're not super heavy, so they don't fit like in like the 100+ tier, I don't think. But they're pretty up there. But yeah, I think we'll go around, because the order that they were in like my Nuzlocke tracker was like the fire, the water, then the steel, and the dragon. So that's kind of how I looked at the fights in order, but you can kind of do them in whatever order, which is kind of different. Hey Tommy, how's it going? Thanks for shaking the keys. You having a good day today? Yeah, I think that'll be the order that we go around in this end. 11 deaths. Oh, it's been 11 deaths for a while, actually. Let me see, what was the last bit? Because we're on Elite Four. I was just kind of like talking about what I had planned up for the Elite Four. Our death box is this. I'm trying to think. So this was like the last planned one. The next couple of planned were like these two were like sacrifices, because I needed what was the fight that I needed these guys to sacrifice for? I didn't want to lose Meowstic, but I ended up like having to. This one was a sacrifice for something else. This one was a planned sacrifice. This was the psychic fighting duo going up Victory Road. Oh, just being sick, you know. get a little sick. So I probably won't stream super long today, but I wanted to. I've literally been thinking about this freaking Elite Four fight for days. And I was like, oh, my neck hurts and I can't turn, so I can't really look at my monitors super well. I was like, oh, well, I'll just take a day off. And then the next day I was like, oh, I got sick. Now I don't want to sit at my desk. so maybe so that. But I'll be on the mend soon. I'm not too worried about it. It's not the worst kind of sick. It's just that like you feel real cruddy kind of sick. Nothing like too crazy. I wish my head was clear enough that I could actually remember what these were lost at. I can't remember. So you're at 60. I don't know why. What got you? I definitely remember sacrificing you because I don't think it was in like an accident. I think I just kind of like somebody had to take a hit. It was probably for. I'm not sure. Because this, with the level that it's at, it would have been like in the ice gym. So unless like one of the ice fights was just kind of weird, but I guess that could have been the case. Could have been a weird one. Okay, Tommy. I promise I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I've been going to sleep early and missing all the deaths. I'm sorry the deaths come so late. Yeah, this must have been in the ice gym. These are about 50. Since I pushed water types. Oh, I think this was against Malamar. Yeah, this was in the Team Flare fight. I had to get some stuff that wasn't going to be weak to Malamar, but I could do something with them. So I remember I forgot about Contrary being its ability and it getting buffs rather than debuffs from Superpower. So it ended up taking me all 3 of these mons to beat Malamar at the end. And this one was an unwanted sacrifice, but I needed to get a clean swap into I think Delphox or something like that to finish it. But yeah, I think we're all set up for this here. So our big players in the Elite Four are going to be Dragonite, Delphox, and Heliolisk. My backups are Gyarados, Bisharp, and Lucario. If things go smoothly like I am hoping they will, then we should only end up using like 3 Pokemon through the entire Elite Four, which is kind of wild considering previously I would be like, oh, I just need somebody who's kind of like normal against them, so on and so forth. I didn't really like, either I didn't think about setups at all and like sweeping, or I just don't know well enough, honestly. So this is like the first time I was like, okay, I should consider sweeping. I have good strong Pokemon. Not that I like looked at Helios and I was like, I have a good strong Pokemon. But you know. Also, going to sleep early is a good thing. Sometimes you just get tired and you just gotta get some rest. I would say if anything, they haven't been deaths that I've been like, oh no, this was unplanned and this was my favorite Pokemon. Oh no. Like I didn't like losing Durant, but I still had like Steelix and Bisharp, so I had good Steel Pokemon still. So I didn't feel too terribly about it. I didn't like it because it was still my bug Steel type, which meant that it had a lot of good type synergy. Or just like, as long as it doesn't have a fire move, I'm looking good. But you know. Alright, Fire Lady, you gave me a lot of trouble last time, but this time it's my time. Let me double check what you have going on here. You need to have leftovers, which you do. You have your Roost, you have Dragon Dance. Honestly, Roost is the thing that made Dragonite possible to do this, because I think without the extra health boost, it probably wouldn't have worked out super well. But I like saw that Roost popped up that I could teach it, and I was like, you're kidding me? You're telling me Dragonite knows Roost? Just the old freebie for the big heal? Alright, that's fine. Also, like, I feel like it does nothing but positive things for Dragonite to, like, Roost and lose the flying typing. Because then it's no longer 4 times weak to ice, it's no longer weak to rock. It continues to be resistant against certain types. Like, I think it helps in a lot of cases. Some cases not so much maybe, but like I think in a lot of cases it does. Alright, we're gonna save here. I'm gonna try to be good about saving in between every single fight and prepping appropriately. I imagine with the way my brain is right now, there's a chance that I will probably start a fight, get one move in, and be like, oh, I forgot to do a thing, and then restart it. Usually I wouldn't do that at that point, but if it's like first move in, nothing's really happened, I don't care too much. Also, I'm going to give myself the gimme of I'm not feeling great, so there's a chance that I will just completely lapse over something, or I just won't read my notes or something. The first one should be pretty simple here, though. I should be saving after I get up to the top here. Actually, before I just saved inside of here, so I can't go back out. Did I need anything else? No, I don't think so. Okay. I was like, that'll leave something outside. It's a little late now. Alright, so the thought process here is that we have good special defense, and our typing allows us to kind of just sit in front of their Pyroar without worrying too much about any of the moves. Because it is normal fire, it is stabbed with its fire and normal move, which means they are both good moves for it to use. But then me being dragon, it loses the efficiency of using that, so it's more likely to use the normal move, which makes stacking our Dragon Dance a little safer, because we don't have to worry about the burn. Okay, and yeah, so they're attacked at about a quarter of our HP, give or take, and then leftovers gives us a decent bit back. So that gives us a good chance to do a number of Dragon Dances, and then we can just Roost whenever we get below, I think hundreds probably are marked, because the Noble Lord does about, let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're on 1 stack right now. That's the count that we have to look out for. 180 is a rounded number, that's good. Alright, this is a 2 stack unless it Noble Wars again. Alright, well, back down to 1 stack. I think they have a lot more Noble Roars than we have Dragon Dances. So hopefully they don't just do that for forever. This puts us back up to 2 stacks of attack. Okay, yeah, they stopped. 93, 61, so about 90 something, about 90-ish. Damage is their crit damage, give or take. So 100's probably safe, just because I don't want to suddenly get hit with like a weird crit that's like a high roll, and then I just didn't expect the extra damage, so 100's probably our marker. We got up to 2 stacks because it did 2 Noble Roars. This puts us up to 3. Going back down to 2. I really gotta keep my counts here. Back up to 3 again. Back to damage. Should be okay. Yeah, it should be fine. Should put us up to 4 stacks. Do damage again. So this will be where we will heal. We're on 4 stacks. I'm trying to be slow about the things. I don't want to misclick and then accidentally ruin this. Alright, we're still on 4 stacks. This will put us at 5 stacks. Damage again. We're gonna heal. This is not worth risking it right now, because this is a very safe fight to do this on. So we got a nice heal in. They did a damage move. So now we can go for our 6th stack. See what they do here. So this, they put us back down to 5. Okay. So while that kind of sucks, it is a 2x. It means that we can leftovers like for free. Basically, it kind of just nullifies the turn, and we just get health. So it really doesn't hurt us unless they don't do it repeatedly. All right, let's go back up to our 6th stack. I don't even know if we need full 6 stacks, but it's just too easy to not attempt that. Alright, we're over 100 HP. We are fast, we are strong. So now we can just waterfall. And then that should be all we need to do to get through the rest of the team here. Because one of the things that always gave me a problem on fighting this team was for some reason I was like slower than Chandelure on Pokemon that I was pretty sure I should have been faster than Chandelure. So it was real weird, got caught off guard, and caused me a lot of extra deaths I didn't need. However, this time around, we've got something that is fully accurate. We've got something that is stacked on speed and damage. And Flame Body is not the best thing, but that's another reason we wanted 6 stacks, is because if we got burnt and got our attack dropped, we wanted to make sure that we still had a lot of multipliers going on for us so that we could still walk into Chandelure and not really care all too much. So I believe this effectively puts us at like 3 stacks in the end, which is still pretty strong, and Chandelure is not exactly the strongest like physical defense Pokemon. Should turn on my fan. Won't be streaming as long, but I still want it to be on. I get a little energy here. We still got 4 more fights to go. Alright. I'm speaking. Use my voice, use my energy. I can rest when the stream is done. Alright, so the water one's done. We need to go ahead and heal up Dragonite. No, this one, thank you. Then we need to prep up for the water, which I've done most of already. I just need to double check that Lilisk has the right item, which is the Choppleberry, Berry, which is good. And then it needs to have the 3 electric moves and Grass Knot, which is good. Alright. So there should be... This one should be pretty straightforward as well. There's not quite as much setup on this one because it's just not... It's not worth sitting on the first Pokemon on this one. The Choppleberry will give us the first move safety that we need to get off 1 charge use. But after that, it becomes too dangerous for taking a crit and it ignoring our defenses. So even if we had all of those defense boosts and it hit us with a crit, then it kind of kills the whole thing. Yeah, this one should be fairly quick. It just I think it feels scarier than the Dragonite one. So this guy has Aura Sphere, which is kind of spooky, but what we're going to do is we're going to charge, and what charge is going to do is give us 1 stage of special defense and double the next electric move's power. Now the thing is that this is, funny enough, probably the easiest one to set up on. It makes Parabolic Charge 100 because it doubles it, and then we will get a Life Siphon from that, so we'll be able to heal back up. And we'll have 1 stage of special defense, which we already have a decent special defense stat. So getting that 1 stage is huge for us. The Gyarados Intimidate is useless here because we're special attackers, so I was pretty happy about that. I figured we can just Thunderbolt with someone with high special attack and somebody that's 4 times weak, and even though Gyarados has a pretty decent special defense stat, it's not enough to handle like a 4 times weakness from a good offensive stat as well. Now Barbaricle's one that I was almost positive that there was no way that this was going to actually like get rid of him with just like a Thunderbolt, and I couldn't take a Cross Chop here. So there's not really time to like set up like other moves or do like 2 Thunderbolts or whatever else, because it would like just one of those is gonna get me. So I think it's Cross Chop that he has. I don't quite remember what the move was. So I remember that Grass Knot was based on weight. Checked Barbaricle's weight. Barbaricle hits the top end of that, so this becomes a 120 damage move and 4 times. And since I have really high special attack, that is more than enough to take Barbaricle out. So then we get to Starmie, our last one, which becomes problematic because Starmie is a little bit stronger than the rest for special defense. Doesn't have a 4 times weakness. It's just a 2 times. So Thunderbolt. Can do good damage here, but Light Screen is a possibility, and as you can see, Starmie is faster than us, so there wasn't really a good way around that I knew of, other than just giving myself that 1 charge for the special defense so that I wouldn't get like psychicked in like 1 hit. You see where it just doesn't do nearly enough to me. And then that wipes out the water lily 4. And pretty safe throughout, honestly. Biggest thing is just like that Choco Berry in the beginning made that first step safe. I just think without that it would have put us in like crit danger territory almost no matter what. So this is the farthest that I've gotten like on an official run. I think about this point on my first official run or something like that for this one here, I lost Pokemon to dumb things on the firefight, which lost some of the key players I needed for the water fight, which meant that I had to sacrifice people there to get past the water fight, and was left with like nothing at the end. So that sucked. Unofficially, I put together another team on that run, like off stream, and just tested it, and got close to like beating Cynthia, but lost out to some like low chance rolls on her side that ended up getting her the win. So officially though, without getting whiteouts or anything else and following the rules and stuff on stream, this is the furthest that I've gotten here. So the steel one is going to be next. We're going to switch out to Delphox. Yeah, I know, we're using a fire on steel. It seems very straightforward, right? So far things that seem pretty understandable. You're not holding anything right now, but that's okay. Now this one for Delphox, what item are you holding right now? Flame plate, that's good. So this is such a weird one. So I think if I had my expert belt, that probably would have been better, but this will do. So this is probably one of the most complex ones that I have to deal with, because hey Oak, how's it going? So I've been through the first 2 fights just now. So I just got done doing the Fire Elite 4 and the Water Elite 4. We're ready to move on to the Steel, and then we'll do the Dragon and then the Champion after that. So far things are going very smoothly. So we're looking good. I would say you've made it in time because we've not died and we haven't won completely, so I think that's what matters. I don't think I have my expert belt on me. I think that might actually be back in the box. Let me sort this out. Thank you. Yeah, the expert belt's probably on Poliwrath back in the box. Well, nothing to be done about that. Let's get up here, we'll get a save, and I'm gonna double check the moves on Delphox. Alright, I'll go back to school tomorrow. Oh. That's not too bad. It does suck whenever you like have all that time off and you have freedom and then you gotta go back to school. That always does kind of suck. The school will be over one day. I'm not gonna do the dumb thing and ask like, "What grade are you?" You're going to school. You're going to school. I don't want to dox anybody on age or anything like that. So, yeah, you know, I'm sure. I hope your studies go well. I hope your classes are enjoyable to some degree, and you have good teachers and all that jazz. You know, like I think those are the things that, like, you know, like whatever friends you do have in school, or like you know, having good teachers, having classes that can be interesting, or have subjects that like you enjoy or whatever else, like those are the things that make school like easier, at least. I don't think I need to do anything like that. I should probably just do this from the Pokemon itself, because I want to make sure that this has a couple of specific moves. You need to have Calm Mind because you're going to do stacks here. Yep. Now I need, one of the important things here is I have to have 2 attacks. Flamethrower and Shadow Ball are going to be our 2 attacks here. Specifically because we have to deal with Torment, and we can't really sweep if we only have 1 attack and then we get tormented. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off Psychic. The Psychic doesn't necessarily help us the whole way through. I don't think. Why did I not want Psychic? I think it's because of Scizor. Because Scizor is Bug Steel and takes half damage from Psychic. So it ended up being better to take the non-stab move and taking Ghost, so it's at least 1 times on Scizor, and then all of the stacks from Calm Mind work for us. Because it'll also still be super effective against Aegislash, which is one of the big problems that we have to work past. The other thing that we have to work past is making sure is to try and end the fights with the right moves, because we won't be able to, like, it's weird because it doesn't go away after the Torment Pokemon goes down, and it doesn't go away or like resets on a new Pokemon that comes out. So you have to be prepared after each and every Pokemon to use the next move that you want to use. So the first thing that goes out is Klefki. And then after that, I'm expecting Probopass, because it has a ground move to use. It has a rock move to use, and it has stab with the rock move. So now typically I would be pretty scared of the rock move, but we're going to be able to set up fully on Klefki. Now 2 things with Klefki on their startup is we want to light screen first. Just to make sure there's no weirdness. And we're going to Calm Mind. Oh, you know what? I think I wanted to Calm Mind first. This is where Sick Brain is gonna has to be a worry. Because I could have gotten a Calm Mind off and then done Light Screen afterwards. But that's fine. Now, the other thing to know is that I don't have infinite HP with leftovers on this. But we won't take a whole lot of damage here. I do think I maybe wanted to give myself leftovers for this. I just don't have... It should be fine either way. By the time, yeah, like by the time we start getting all these up, I'm going to be taking like absolutely no damage. It just takes a little longer to get all the stacks up. Now, one of the reasons we need to make sure we have, let's see here. This is going to be weird. This light screen's going to wear off on us at some point in the middle of all this because we're back and forthing. So basically, I get like 2 stacks of this off, and then light screen wears off. But I need to have it up for safety reasons against Probopass. We need one more. All right. So we're gonna end up basically failing that. I think it goes away here. And then I think we. What? I know I'm trying to move the thing up. We're gonna call mine one more time. That would give us full stacks. To make sure that we're not running into critical hit issues with Probopass, we do have to get light screen back up before we do our sweep. And we're gonna flamethrower here. I expect Probopass next because that's going to be the one. Yeah, so that's good. And now we're tormented and we have to go back and forth on these. So we have to, like, this is why we needed 2 attack moves. Because we need to get this guy low. Because he's going to get sturdy. He's going to get 1 hit on us. As long as nothing weird happens with that hit, then we basically start rotating these. Because they're going to get 2 full restores. So I'm going to get Flamethrower out. That's going to sturdy again. They're going to full restore again. And then we'll Shadow Ball it down to sturdy. Well, not to sturdy this time, but that's fine. Okay, so here's where it gets a little bit weird. Power Gem shouldn't do anything here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call mine, even though I don't need it. Because what I want to do here is end Probopass's fight with a Shadow Ball. Because Fire will work on either Aegislash or Scizor. We got Scizor. And I don't know if Shadow Ball is I would have to imagine it would be okay and it would be enough, but I don't want to mess with it too much. Again, this is like a lot of like safety, like stacking higher than probably more than like I need to. Basically, we Flamethrower here so we get the 4 times. Surely brings it down. Because that's also a physical attack. Like, that's the thing, is like both of these 2 are physical, and taking a hit from either of them would be detrimental attacks. So I need to make sure that I was going to be doing enough damage to either. And that one being critical, not critical, but super effective, means that I don't have to worry too much about the damage on that one, which makes that a pretty clean run through. Alright, so Steel is down. Thank you, thank you. I planned a lot around these and completely changed up to sweep tactics for this, and it's proven to be a lot less heart-wrenching, to be honest. Oh no, actually, I think you're staying up in the front there. Yeah, we need to heal you back up. For the sake of easy counting, we're going to use Lepa berries here. I don't even really need it for the flamethrower and stuff, but it's more for the calm mind, so they can keep up with calm mind stacks a little easier. Do you need anything specific? You do. So since Delphox is my sweeper again... Oh yeah, for Run and Bun, I'm sure. Like, Run and Bun, a lot of those like really hard ones, like, I haven't actually watched them because I didn't want to... You know, I don't want to ruin the experience for myself. If I ever get to that point, I can always go back and watch it. It's not a huge issue. But yeah, like every fight's kind of just like a thing, you know? So we're going to give Psychic back to Delphox. We're going to replace Flamethrower because we want the stab here from Psychic, but fire is not going to do us much good against all the dragons in here. But funny enough, the fire Pokemon will do just fine. Now I need to... I'm telling you, Sick Brain is really working hard right now. Don't switch. I'm surprised I haven't made a big boo-boo up to this point. I need leftovers, please. Thank you. You can hold on to that flamethrower temporarily. I'm gonna save here before I do something stupid. I think that's... I think this is it. Let me double check what I'm doing here. Your first Pokemon is Astragalge, that's right. I kind of luck out that the one move Dragalge has that's good against me is, while it's water, he's not water type. So I don't have to worry about the extra stab damage off of it, and I can kind of survive off of things like Light Screen and stuff like that. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm sorry if I sound so incredibly pathetic today. Now this one's going to be even more important that I get the full 6 stacks because we are relying completely on like stab damage 1x effectiveness. There's no super effective hits here or anything like that. We're just kind of relying on Delphox's high special attack and their speed. Are starting soon. That's really nice. Not really. Oh, did they? You know, there was something on this. Like, I think the ads are supposed to be like, I don't know, like non-visually disruptive. So hopefully that's what's been going on. So the hope here is that between Light Screen and Calm Mind, we'll be able to basically, as you can see, it's already did very little damage after the Light Screen. But basically we can take advantage of that and leftovers to just stack up here. And then we can use Psychic to sweep the rest of the fight. I'm glad I restored the PP on it because it's going to make my keeping track of this count a little easier here. since there's not like Noble Roar coming through or whatever, like the equivalency dropping, I can just go off of what my count is here. Okay. Light screen's gonna wear off here soon. I think it's, yeah, so this one. We'll get this move off, they'll get off their move, and then we'll have to refresh light screen. The nice thing is that we're getting so high on our defensive stats here is that they're just not going to do much damage. I'm going to start getting a little more with leftovers. So we're going to get light screen back up. Just to make sure the damage stays down. Leftovers is giving us more back now. We've got 2 more stacks of Calm Mind. And then we won't worry about the light screen anymore, because we're not going to get outsped by anybody on this team. I think Noivern would probably be like the closest one that comes to that, but not really like a huge issue. Even at worst, they don't have anything that's super effective against us. Alright, so we have our 6 stacks, so we should just be able to Psychic Sweep down the way. Now that's... I think that one is actually super effective because it's part poison, but the rest of these it'll be just a one-time damage thing. The other nice thing is I think before we even get to Noivern, we're going to go through a couple of these and get leftover health back, which just kind of makes it a little bit safer even by the time Noivern even pops his head out of the woodwork. No, I don't have the XP share on. Oh well, it's fine. We're going to have to probably give him a level or two to match the champion. So we are still faster, so we're good here. It's like the one scary thing when you run up against one like that where Noivern has a lot of speed. And I'm like, I don't know if I actually outspeed you or not. And then, I mean, Drudagon is... I don't know what he plans on doing here. Drudagon's a fun-looking guy. Yeah, so that's our Elite Four. Nice clean sweep. Now the last fight gets a little bit trickier because we're looking at 6 Pokemon. Some of them are a little bit bulkier. And we're looking at kind of a problem situation on the very first Pokemon. Because the very first one is Hawlucha. And I think their best move against us is Poison Jab. So I can't really rely on like forever setups, because if they Swords Dance a bunch and poison us and everything else, then we can't just stay out on the field forever with our person that's doing the setup, which is Dragonite. And also the factor that if we get poison on us leftovers does not outweigh that, and there's not a great spot on any of the other Pokemon to just roost. and get health back, really. At least not that I can really think of. So what we're gonna do here, need to heal Delphox because most of these Pokemon are still gonna play as backup here in case something goes wrong. But hopefully this is pretty straightforward here. Let's see here. I need to give... I'm glad I wrote this down because I was not going to remember all this. Oh, no. I want to give a Cassib Berry because what I plan on using this for is backup on Gardevoir, so we need to be careful of the Mega Gardevoir super effective ghost hit on Delphox, and then we can kind of use Delphox pretty readily. If we have to do anything with Heliolisk, we kind of just want them to be fast and hit as hard as they can. So we're going to give them the Zap Plate. We're going to give the Metal Coats to Bisharp. I don't even know why you had an Oka Berry, to be honest. Dragonite has the leftovers. We're going to restore Dragonite's move pool here. Okay. Now this one is, like I said, we're only going to get off like a few Dragon Dances, unfortunately. It's going to be kind of dependent on like how things go. Not just save. I just need you to save. But hopefully we get at least 2 Dragon Dances off, and then we'll be using the stab with Dragon Claw to kind of sweep through. I think the only one that doesn't work for is Gardevoir, which we have to use Waterfall and just kind of rely on Gardevoir not having a lot of like defense or health to take a hit. Alright, Diantha. Let's make this nice and easy. I would really like to get a win. I'd really like to, after playing this out, I would like to win and make that my sick time back, my sick time victory here. Yes, we'll start off with Dragon Dance. Okay, it's starting with Poison Jab. Are you not going to try to set up? Because if it doesn't set up on us, we're in a pretty good spot. Actually, like, this is actually really good because it didn't start off with like a Swords Dance, and it didn't poison us on the very first move, so. Okay. No poison, no setup. Which means we can still... I think we get off one more Dragon Dance. Okay, so yeah, he's Swords Dancing. So I think at this point we kind of just have to take the Swords Dances that we have, because that's suddenly going to do a lot more damage. Even if I do Roost, like, it's going to do a lot of damage. And if it does a ton of damage and poison us in the same turn, we're kind of looking at a really bad timer. If we don't get poisoned, then we kind of stay away from having to be on a timer. So we're just going to start Dragon Claws here. I think my original plan was that I would be able to get off 2, because I figured he would start off with a Swords Dance. Or at least like do a Swords Dance within the first 2 moves, making it scary, but he waited till like the 3rd one, which was weird. Yeah, I know. I'm so thankful that we were able to get Dragon Knight on this run. It is really making this so much easier. Alright, this one will be easy enough. You got a lot of defense, but you're also dragon type, so this becomes super effective, which is good. Now I think one of the ones I was not sure on was Gorgeist. Because Gorgeist has like a ton of defense, but doesn't have the weakness here. I didn't level up my Mons. Alright, cool. So we're, I guess, technically under leveled, and I didn't do EXP share, so here we are. So far so good though. We've got two more Mons to blast through, so long as they don't do anything weird. Does this go through? It does. Okay. I guess me planning on 2 was what I was worried about. Okay. Yeah, and we're really healthy too. No poison from that first turn. This does it? Alright, yeah, you have to transform first. You gotta make me wait to figure out if this is gonna be good or bad. Definitely faster. And that does it! That's a win! I can't even exclaim properly because I'm so tired. That's a win! Oh. Oak, you were here. You were here. That's my first hardcore Nuzlocke win. I don't know what you consider hardcore, but yeah, it's our first Nuzlocke win. Oh man. The first couple of times I did this, like I was almost assured that I was like, this is gonna take me a lot of runs to do this first one before I ever get this figured out. I honestly, I just hope I take a lot of what I've learned from this one and can apply it to other Pokemon properly and keep going down the list. Yeah, put them up there. I want to see those winners. I think one of the funniest things about this is that I didn't end up using Lucario for the end, and that was like my first pick. Whenever I picked, I was like, oh, Lucario's definitely going to be in there. They're very strong. And then I was like, oh, I got the Jigglypuff. I'm going to get Bisharp, and got Bisharp. I'll probably use them. They're super defensive, dark typing and stuff. And then I ended up pulling out Heliolisk later without, like, I was like, Heliolisk is too weak, they'll never make it. And I was like, no wait, actually they're the pick for the water guy. That's right. Where that actually kind of works out. Hey, look at that. What's next? I was flipping between this one and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire initially, like I did like 1 and 1. and then I decided that I wanted to just stick with this one until I beat it. So it might be one of those that I move back to Omega Ruby. I love the like flat friends that I've got in the back, just these like 2D pixelated, and they've got me all 3D modeled. There's just no express. They look like Danganronpa characters. They call me his 3D-ness. Yeah, I think Omega Ruby would probably be the next one because it keeps it in the same gen for me. I might consider a little bit to see if there's something else that we would prefer to do maybe. But I want to try to, because like part of what I'm doing Nuzlocke for is to kind of like relearn a lot of stuff about Pokemon. So keeping it Gen 6 and above kind of keeps me in the like current generations of how things actually like work between like types and how specific moves work and that sort of thing. I'm trying not to saturate my knowledge with false or old or whatever knowledge too much right off the bat. Battle with you. That's not part of the deal. I want to know what a trainer is. This wasn't part of my. I didn't know this was here. What is this? What? I have no idea what this guy's. This isn't part of my like my Nuzlocke tracker, so I have no idea what this guy's moves are. So let's just see what we can do. Why not? Oh, rock move? Alright, well, I think one Dragon Dance is enough for right now, but... Get Torkoal out of here. I don't think you can do much to me here, my guy. I want to get a free Dragon Dance off, why not? Oh, your defenses. Oh, well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, then I mean, I can just rematch you at that point. I have good special defense, son. That ain't getting through. Shiny only in Pokemon. So like a shiny Nuzlocke in Pokemon Shield. I mean, that's cool. I didn't really get into like hunting for specific shinies until I was back in at Scarlet and Violet, because they made it a little bit easier. Like I didn't understand what the mechanics were for it in the past, so like I didn't know like how to do it really. Just like if a shiny shows up, cool. Sweet, that's amazing. So like that's a lot of grind, like getting shinies specifically to do it. But that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool getting them. Not in Nuzlocke, but I'm only able to use shinies. Oh, okay. I mean, that's still cool. I like even so, like that's still like a big grind just to do shinies to get through. Go lurk your like rock ghost. This should be right. Just double checking that and making sure. Yeah, at that point, let's just do waterfall. Ayah. Alright, big guy, I've shown you what a trainer is. I didn't even know I was gonna have to fight you. I'd completely forgotten this was part of the like ceremony right after everything. I also like that, show me what a trainer is. It just beat his butt. And then it's like, oh, well, okay. I guess that's good. Yeah, don't worry. Pokemon battles solve everything, apparently. It's fun. So are there like specific shinies that you're wanting to get for your run, or? Oh, yo, Flabibi. Flabibi. Or whichever one this one is. I might misremember. Shiny Caterpie really fast in like 100 counters. Oh, that's not bad. Got another, so I have like 10 hours and it's so far. Oh no. That's what it's like, isn't it? Oh, I forgot it's been 3,000 years. It's wild, bro. The story on this one is so wild, like absolutely wild, like 3,000 years and just Pokemon Wars and all this other stuff. Crazy. But yeah, that's what it feels like. You feel like you get a shiny real lucky and you're like, yeah, and then it's like, well, all your luck was put into that, so we've multiplied how much longer it's going to take for the next one. You're like, all right, let's listen here. Let's take a step back and listen here for just a moment. You chirp at me, fletchling. You attacked me in my bed. Horribly rude. Alright, let's let the credits play out. Chat for a little bit more and then I might, you know, might be calling it here soon. 'Cause I am still sick. I just, like, I literally have been thinking about this freaking Elite Four fight for days now, and I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta fight the Elite Four. They're waiting for me. I gotta, champion, please. But just like, I was like, I just want to do this today. The other nice thing is that if I finish this, which I did, it was like if I finish this, then I can start planning up the next thing or starting up the next run to restart if I don't make it or whatever else. So I figured this was a decent one if I needed to do a short stream. Not hunting for specific Pokemon, doing the surprise encounters in the grass, but I'm hoping for Esper or Applin currently. Oh, okay. That's cool, that's cool. I don't know. Like, I know a few of the methods that are for it, but I learned them primarily on, like, Scarlet and Violet, so I don't know how they play into, like, Sword and Shield specifically for that, so I didn't know, like, if you were using, like, a specific method to get a specific one, but if you're just going to, like, full-on surprise encounters for that, then yeah, you could, I would assume you could probably take a while to get shinies to come through, but I wish you the best of luck in getting the good kids that you're wanting. And that it doesn't take you too terribly long to get your next one in, you know? Did it, Tommy? We got through. We have Nuzlocked Pokemon Y. We are successful. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it. Glad you could be here to watch it occur. It sounds like you came in right after, but like you were here in heart and spirit. I felt it. I could feel it in my jeans, in my shirts. Yeah, you were here. I could feel it. I could tell. You can do chain encounters for better odds, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna try to get a shiny after every gym. Oh, okay. Okay, like chain encounters is something I knew about Yeah, like if you're just doing it, you're just kind of going in and just grabbing what it gives you when it decidedly pops up. Oh, I was prepared for this to take many more runs, but I know I started saying it like towards the end, like I felt really good about the Pokemon that we had, and that like if there was going to be a run to do it on, like this would be a very good run, or like attempt I should say. This would be a very good attempt to do it on because of the Pokemon that we did have. So that's why I didn't rush it too much. I did give myself time to plan and like change around. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I really yawned. I wanted to plan around with it. Planned around with it. My brain's deteriorating. Wanted to plan and play around with it a little bit because my usual method was just literally like I wanted a team with multiple Pokemon that could take care of multiple Pokemon. I didn't look up any sweep strategies. Look up. I don't even know where I would look that up. I didn't look at any sweep strategies because I don't think in the past I've had a good Pokemon that I felt like, oh, you can stand against the first Pokemon and you have good buff moves, so you could also then beat up all the rest of the Pokemon that they have in their lineup. It didn't ever really feel like that. This one I wasn't even sure on that until I started thinking about Dragonite and like the Dragon typing being resistant to like fire moves. And I was like, oh, you know, it's the resistance there. I was like, they'll be good to bring for the fight. And then I was like, oh, they have Dragon Dance. Oh, they can learn Roost? Hold on a second. They're good with special defense. This is looking really good. So, like, that's where it kind of set me down the line of like, okay, do I have Pokemon that I could actually like do a sweep with? Can I sweep all of them? Can I sweep just this one? Edit it up. Should be down a rabbit hole for that. Going through. And man, oh man, Pokemon. This is a 2013 game. Kashi 3 saved. If any, duh. Alright. I'm gonna get that off of there. We're gonna go chatting for like 2 seconds here. Okay. Let me set this down. So I'll think about it a little bit. If I can't figure out a reason to do a different one, we'll probably look at doing Omega Ruby as our next Nuzlocke. I don't know if we're gonna go back to back with these, or if I want to do something in between. We'll see. But I think it would probably be in my interest to we'll move to the next Pokemon game just immediately afterwards. If we do anything separate, it'll be like any like collabs or anything like that. If we do with other people, then we'll do something else outside of that. You know. Oh, it's too late. I wanted to snooze the ad because I'm trying to end. I was so exhausted. But yeah, we're gonna do that probably next though. In case if nothing else comes up, it'll just be Omega Ruby. We'll move on to the Nuzlocke for that and try and get that going. Outside of that, and outside of like collabs or just like doing stuff with other people, we'll probably stick with Pokemon for a while on this because I like where this has put us. I like learning that stuff. I love kind of like treating this almost like a roguelite experience, which is really neat. Of course, the ads are going on now, so now half of everybody can't hear me. It's a sad world. Um, I'm gonna do like a quick look to see if there's somebody that I want to send us off to. If there is, then we will go there. If there's not, and I just my brain, and then we'll just hop off from there. Cause the old yield and sicky brain really isn't doing it for me. You know what? On that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to even interact with somebody if I hop over into their stream. You know. Darn, darn, darn. No problem, Tommy. Yeah, I think we'll just call it there. I don't even know that I'm gonna be able to like like properly be like, oh hello, I'm a human being. I'm sick. Yeah. So we'll just call it there. Yeah, I'm gonna rest up. Thanks, Tommy. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for chatting and all that. I'll have to find. I guess if you all missed it, I hope you all catch the VOD. So we won it today. Even though I was sick, I told those Elite Four members that they're like the elite doo doo, as far as I'm concerned. Bunch of doo doo mons. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye bye.